So, a few days ago, I did a video about how many donuts you could eat before you become a black hole just from the sheer mass. Well, because we live in Collegedale, Tennessee, and McKee Bakery, which is right over there, that's where all Little Debbie McKees come from. All these oatmeal cream pies, most of them are made just right across the street from us. And sometimes, a couple times a week, you could smell the oatmeal cream pies being made. But anyways, I was more curious. How many oatmeal cream pies would a person have to eat to become a black hole? And it's quite interesting. So the box gave me a good detail. So each one of these weighs 38 grams. So this is the mass. So that's 38 grams. And it's not including the plastic. And by the way, these are 12 packs if you want to order one. So let's see, so I wrote it all down here. Okay, so 38 grams, which is 0.038 kilograms. And black hole mass is about 3 solar mass. A small black hole. According to what I read online, that's about what, and sol means solar. So the mass of 3 suns to make one small black hole. And that's just with the gravitational collapse. You actually can form a black hole if you take any form of mass and crush it down to it gets past the Schwarzschild radius, but we'll get to that in a second. And the sun mass is 1.989 times 10 to the power of 30 kilograms. And the supermass, small black hole mass is sun mass times 3, which is 5.967 times 10 to the power of 30 kilograms. And we got to figure out, where'd my pen go? Pi times n, that's how many pies we need to equal, that's how many pi mass times number of pies to get the black hole mass, basically. Yeah, how many, and then to figure that out, we do SBM, black hole mass, and then divide that by the pi mass, and you get this number. I just plug in the numbers, and this is how many Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies it would take. I figured it out. It would be 1.57026315789473684210526 times 10 to the power of 32. And in human readable terms, that would be 157 nonillion. That's needs to be divided. That nonillion Little Debbies. If you were just having if they were non-compressible, I don't know if there would be enough room in the Milky Way galaxy to fill up. There'd be not enough room in the Milky Way galaxy. It would easily fill up the whole galaxy. Probably half the galaxies that we know of. Is there even enough room in the known universe? I don't know. If these were just uncompressible, that's how many Little Debbies it would take if a person magically was able to eat that many black holes. They would immediately become that's how many, 157 nonillion Little Debbies, oatmeal cream pie Little Debbies, because there's also the nutty bars and the honey buns. Those are different. For a person to become a black hole, if they just ate that many. And over here, on this big piece of paper, so rough diagram of black hole, the event horizon. My art's not that great, and there's a singularity. The Schwarzschild radius. I was trying to figure out what the Schwarzschild radius was. And I was just rereading what the Schwarzschild radius is, and it's basically the radius of the event horizon. It's also the point of no return and the area where light can escape. Once you pass that, you're done. It's all over. And that's the formula. It's 2 gravitational constant times the mass of the object. Then that's divided by the speed of light. I never really understood why c is represented by there's a squared too there. But yeah, divided by the speed of light squared. I think, and so the Schwarzschild radius, which is, it'll roughly be about 9 kilometers. And the diameter would be about 18 kilometers. Radius is basically halfway point. See, that's the radius. That would be a radius. But the whole thing would be the diameter. That'd be the diameter right there. But from the center to the edge would be the radius. So, if you get that many black holes, the gravitational pull will collapse it down to, black holes. If you get that many little Debbies, that would be its Schwarzschild radius, which would be 9 kilometers. Which would be a very interesting thing. So, if McKee plant just decided to throw on 157 nonillion little Debbies onto a semi-truck, yep, we'd be done for. Collegedale, Tennessee, and Chattanooga, we would be sucked in. We'd be screwed over. It'd be all over. And this is a blackberry, and I'm going to eat my blackberry. That was my snacks.